A chosen soul is not one who seeks recognition, but one who is called into a depth beyond the ordinary. It is not a title to be worn, but a burden to be carried, a path to be walked in silence, with the echo of the divine as the only companion. If you find yourself among these souls, then know that your journey is unlike any other. Your spirit is shaped not by the noise of the world, but by the whispers of eternity. You do not belong to the world in the way others do. The world, with its endless distractions and shallow pursuits, will often seem foreign to you. It will not understand your silence, nor will it comprehend your longing for something beyond what the eyes can see. And yet, this is your calling, to live unseen, to grow in the hidden places, to be shaped in the secret chambers of the soul where only the divine watches. The chosen soul is not called to ease, but to depth. The road before you is not paved with comfort but with refinement, with trials that burn away the unnecessary, leaving only the essential. The fire that touches you is not meant to destroy but to purify, stripping away all that is not aligned with the truth of who you are meant to become. Do not resist this fire, for in its flames, you will find your truest self. You will often feel the weight of solitude, but this solitude is a gift. It is in solitude that your soul learns to hear the voice of the eternal. It is in the quiet, when the world fades into the background, that you come face to face with the depths within you. Do not fear the silence, for it is the sacred space where transformation happens. There will be moments when you question your path, when the loneliness seems unbearable, when the weight of unseen burdens presses upon you. You may look at others, walking an easier path, and wonder why your road is so different. But remember, the chosen soul is not meant for the common way. Your spirit was crafted for something higher, something deeper, something that requires the breaking of all that is false so that only truth remains. Do not seek validation from the world. The world cannot affirm what it does not understand. If you live for the approval of men, you will lose sight of your true calling. Your journey is hidden, and so too must your growth be. Like a tree whose roots grow deep in unseen places, your strength will come not from what is visible, but from what is deeply anchored in the unseen. You will be misunderstood. People may look at you and fail to grasp the depths of your soul. They may question your choices, your silence, your withdrawal from the things that excite the masses. Do not let this disturb you. Those who are called to something greater must learn to walk a different road. The noise of the world cannot teach you what only silence can. The distractions of the masses cannot offer what solitude gives. There will be times when your spirit aches with a longing that nothing on this earth can satisfy. You will feel a hunger that no pleasure, no success, no recognition can fill. This is because your soul is not meant to be fed by the things of this world. You are sustained by something eternal, something that cannot be touched or measured, something that transcends time and space. You will know suffering, not as a punishment, but as a refinement. The chosen soul must endure what others cannot, not because of cruelty, but because of preparation. You are being shaped into something that requires breaking, molding, reshaping. This is not an easy path, but it is a sacred one. Do not resist the pain that refines you, embrace it as the hands of the eternal shaping you into what you were meant to be. There will be days when you feel hidden, unseen, forgotten. You may wonder if your sacrifices matter, if your hidden life holds any weight. But know this, the greatest works are often done in secret. The most powerful transformations happen away from the eyes of the world. Your life, though unseen, is shaping something beyond what you can comprehend. The unseen battles you fight, the silent prayers you offer, the sacrifices no one knows about, these are the foundation of something eternal. You may not see the fruits of your labor immediately. The world teaches that success is measured by what can be counted, what can be seen. But the chosen soul knows that the greatest work is done in the unseen places, where no applause is given, where no recognition is sought. Your journey is not about earthly achievements but about the formation of a soul that carries the weight of eternity. Do not be afraid of obscurity. The world values visibility, but the divine values depth. The greatest souls are often the ones the world never notices. They are hidden, quiet, living lives of deep surrender. They do not seek to be known, yet they are known by the only one who truly matters. Let go of the need to be understood. Let go of the desire to be seen. The chosen soul walks a path that is often misunderstood by those who live only for what they can see and touch. Your life is not meant to be explained, it is meant to be lived in deep alignment with the unseen truths that guide you. There will be temptations to turn back, to seek an easier way, to conform to what the world expects. Resist these temptations. You were not created for a shallow existence. You were not chosen to blend in. Your spirit carries a depth that is rare, a light that cannot be dimmed by the passing trends of this world. Hold fast to your calling, even when it feels heavy, even when the road is lonely. Know that you are never truly alone. Though your path may seem solitary, you are accompanied by the presence that called you. The unseen hand that guides you is more real than anything the eyes can see. Trust in this guidance, even when the way is unclear. The chosen soul walks not by sight, but by faith, trusting in the invisible thread that weaves together all things for a purpose beyond human understanding. Do not measure your life by worldly standards. The chosen soul does not seek wealth, recognition, or status. These things pass away. Instead, seek the riches of the Spirit, the treasures that cannot be stolen or lost. Seek wisdom, seek truth, seek a heart that is pure and undivided. These are the things that last. Be patient with your growth. The greatest trees do not grow overnight. The strongest souls are not formed in ease. Your journey is long, but it is meaningful. Every hidden struggle, every unseen sacrifice, every silent battle, it all matters. The work being done in you is sacred. Do not rush it. And finally, surrender. The chosen soul is not called to control, but to trust. Release your fears, your doubts, your need for answers. Walk in faith, knowing that the path before you, though uncertain, is guided by a hand that never fails. The way of the chosen soul is not an easy one, but it is a holy one. Walk it with courage, walk it with humility, and walk it with the deep knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. A chosen soul is not measured by how much it accomplishes in the eyes of the world but by how deeply it surrenders to the unseen work of the divine. The path before you is not about achieving greatness in the way the world defines it, but about becoming a vessel through which something greater than yourself can flow. And to become that vessel, you must first be emptied. Emptiness is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of preparation. There will be seasons when you feel as though everything has been stripped away, your plans, your desires, even the clarity you once had about your purpose. These seasons are painful, but they are sacred. They teach you to let go of everything that is not essential, to trust in what cannot yet be seen. The more you are emptied, the more space there is for the eternal to take root within you. Do not resist this process. When you feel lost, remember that being lost is often the first step toward being found in a deeper way. When everything around you is uncertain, trust that your soul is being guided towards something far beyond what your mind can comprehend. The chosen soul does not walk by sight, but by faith, and faith is not about knowing the path, it is about trusting the one who leads. There will be moments when silence surrounds you, when you cry out for answers and hear nothing in return. Do not mistake this silence for absence. Sometimes, silence is the greatest answer, for it forces you to go deeper, to listen not with your ears but with your soul. In the silence, you will find the whispers of eternity. In the waiting, you will discover the depths of patience and trust. You may look at others and see their lives moving forward while yours feels suspended in stillness. Do not compare your journey to theirs. The chosen soul is not meant to follow the rhythms of the world. You are being shaped in ways that require time, stillness, and hidden growth. A seed does not rush to become a tree, it allows itself to be buried, to break apart, to wait in the darkness before it ever reaches toward the light. Trust in this hidden work. Just because you do not see immediate results does not mean nothing is happening. The most profound transformations happen beneath the surface, beyond the reach of human eyes. Your soul is being prepared for something only time will reveal. Do not be discouraged by what seems like delay. There is no delay in the eternal plan. Everything is unfolding as it should, even when you cannot see it. Let go of the need to understand everything. The mind craves certainty, but the soul thrives in surrender. There are mysteries you will never fully grasp, paths you will walk without knowing where they led. This is part of the calling. The chosen soul is not given a map, only a light for the next step. Learn to be at peace with the unknown, to find security not in answers but in trust. The world will try to distract you, to pull you away from the quiet path you are meant to walk. It will tell you that your worth is measured by what you achieve, by how much you are seen, by how many recognize your name. Do not believe these lies. The greatest souls are often hidden, their impact felt not through fame but through the silent ripples of a life lived in deep alignment with the unseen. There will be times when you feel the weight of your calling, when the solitude feels too heavy, when you long for companionship on this road. Know that you are never truly alone. Though few may understand your path, there are others like you, walking their own unseen journeys, carrying their own silent burdens. And beyond them, there is one who walks with you always, closer than your own breath, present in every moment of your becoming. Do not be afraid of weakness. The world teaches that strength is about control, power, and independence. But the chosen soul knows that true strength is found in surrender, in the willingness to be broken so that something greater can be born. Your weaknesses are not flaws, they are openings through which grace can enter. Do not hide them, offer them. Let the light of the eternal shine through the cracks in your soul. There will be moments of revelation, flashes of understanding that remind you why you are on this path. Cherish them, but do not cling to them. The journey is not about living in constant clarity but about learning to walk forward even when clarity fades. Faith is not built in the moments of certainty but in the moments when all you have left is trust. You may feel unseen, but your life is not unnoticed. Every act of love, every silent prayer, every moment of surrender matters. The unseen world is more real than the visible one, and your hidden faithfulness is shaping something eternal. Do not seek recognition, seek alignment with the truth that is calling you deeper. Love deeply, but do not expect to be understood. Those who are called to something higher often walk alone, not because they are unloved, but because their journey requires a solitude that many do not understand. This is not rejection, it is refinement. The chosen soul must learn to stand firm even when no one else sees the value of the path they walk. Hold on to peace. The world will try to steal it, to fill your mind with worries, distractions, and fears. But peace is not found in external circumstances, it is found in the stillness of a heart that trusts. Do not let the chaos of the world disturb the sanctuary within you. Guard it fiercely, for it is in this inner stillness that you will hear the voice of the eternal. Embrace the unknown with open hands. Let go of the illusion of control. The more you try to grasp, the more you will feel lost. But when you release, when you surrender to the flow of what is meant to be, you will find a freedom that the world cannot take from you. And most of all, do not be afraid. Fear is the voice of the world, but trust is the language of the soul. You are being led by something far greater than yourself. Even when you cannot see the way is being made. Even when you feel small and insignificant, your life is part of something vast and sacred. Walk forward, even when the road is hidden. Trust, even when the answers do not come. Love, even when it is not returned. Live not for the fleeting, but for the eternal. For this is the way of the chosen soul, silent, unseen, but profoundly alive. The path of the chosen soul is one of paradoxes. You will be called to give up what others cling to embrace what others reject, and to find fullness in emptiness. The world may tell you that success is measured by how much you accumulate, wealth, power, status, but your soul knows a different truth. The greatest riches are found in surrender, the deepest strength in humility, and the purest joy in sacrifice. You were not called to follow the common way. The chosen soul is not meant to move with the crowd, to seek what is temporary, or to be satisfied with the superficial. Your heart will always hunger for something more, something beyond what this world can offer. Do not fear this longing, it is a sign that you belong to something greater. There will be moments when you feel like a stranger in this world, as though you do not fit in anywhere. This is not a mistake, it is part of your calling. The chosen soul is not meant to blend in but to be set apart, not in arrogance but in devotion. Your life is not about following trends or seeking approval, it is about being deeply rooted in the eternal. The journey will test you. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when you wonder if you have taken the wrong path, when the silence of the unseen work feels unbearable. But know this, doubt is not the end of faith, it is the beginning of deeper trust. The chosen soul is not called to certainty, but to faith that moves forward even when the way is unclear. Your strength will not come from your own efforts but from the one who has called you. Do not be afraid to feel weak, for it is in weakness that grace is most powerful. When you have nothing left to give, when your heart feels empty, when your soul is weary, this is when you are most open to being filled with a strength that is not your own. Do not measure your progress by the standards of the world. The chosen soul does not grow in the ways that are visible to human eyes. Your transformation is not about outward success but about an inward becoming. Like roots growing deep beneath the surface, your soul is being strengthened in unseen places. Trust that the work is happening, even when you cannot see it. Patience will be your greatest lesson. The world rushes forward, chasing after achievements and rewards, but your path is one of stillness and surrender. Do not rush the process. The deepest souls are formed in waiting, in the hidden seasons where nothing seems to be happening. Trust that in the waiting, you are being prepared for what is to come. The world will try to pull you away from this path. It will tempt you with distractions, with shortcuts, with the illusion of an easier way. But do not be deceived. The chosen soul does not take shortcuts. The road is narrow, the way is steep, but it leads to a depth of life that few will ever know. Guard your heart against the noise of the world. Be careful what you allow to enter your mind and soul. The world is filled with voices that will try to shape you, to tell you who you should be, what you should desire, how you should live. But you are not meant to be molded by the world. You are meant to be transformed by the eternal. Your solitude is not a punishment, it is a gift. It is in solitude that you will hear the whisper of truth, that you will come to know yourself beyond the masks the world tries to place upon you. Embrace the quiet, the stillness, the moments of being unseen. It is here that your soul will find its truest strength. You are not called to be impressive, you are called to be real. The chosen soul does not seek to build an image, to craft a persona, to be admired from a distance. You are called to depth, to authenticity, to a life that is not about appearances but about substance. Let go of the need to be liked, to be understood, to be praised. Walk in the truth of who you are meant to be, even if it means walking alone. There will be pain on this journey. You will face trials that others may never understand. You will be tested in ways that seem unfair. But the chosen soul is refined by fire. Every hardship, every wound, every loss is shaping you into something stronger, something purer, something eternal. Do not resist the refining process, embrace it, knowing that through it, you are being made new. Love without expectation. The chosen soul is called to love in a way that the world does not understand. To love even when it is not returned. To give even when there is nothing in return. To serve even when no one sees. This kind of love is not weakness, it is the greatest strength. Love not because it benefits you, but because it is who you are called to be. Forgive quickly. The world holds on to grudges, but the chosen soul releases them. Do not carry the weight of resentment, it will only hinder your journey. Forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because your soul was never meant to carry the burden of anger. Let go of the need to be in control. The chosen soul walks by trust, not by certainty. You will not always know the way, but you do not need to. The one who guides you is faithful. Release your need to understand everything, and walk forward with open hands, ready to receive whatever is meant for you. Live lightly. Do not be weighed down by the worries of the world. Do not cling to things that will fade. Hold everything loosely, knowing that nothing in this world is truly yours. Your true home is not here, it is beyond. Walk through this life as a traveler, embracing what comes, but never holding on too tightly. Seek wisdom, not recognition. The world chases after titles, after achievements, after status. But the chosen soul seeks something deeper. Wisdom is found not in knowing everything, but in understanding that there is always more to learn. Stay humble, stay teachable, stay open to the lessons that each season brings. And finally, remain faithful. The path will not always be easy. There will be moments of doubt, of struggle, of feeling lost. But do not give up. The chosen soul is not called to an easy life, but to a meaningful one. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep surrendering. You are being led, even when you cannot see the way. In the end, it is not about how much you have done, but how deeply you have lived. It is not about how far you have gone, but how fully you have surrendered. The chosen soul does not seek a destination, but a transformation. And that transformation is happening, even now, even in the unseen places, even in the silence. Walk forward with courage, live with open hands, love with a heart unafraid to break. And know that your path, though hidden, is seen. Your journey, though silent, is sacred. And your soul, though set apart, is never alone. The path of inner peace is infinite, ever unfolding, and deeply personal. No two souls walk it in the same way, yet all who seek it find themselves drawn to the same eternal truths: silence, surrender, simplicity, and love. You may have moments of great clarity, where everything feels aligned, where peace flows effortlessly through you. And then, without warning, the noise of the world returns, the mind fills with doubts, and the weight of existence feels heavy once more. Do not be discouraged. This is part of the journey. Peace is not something you achieve once and keep forever. It is something you must return to, again and again, like a river returning to the ocean. The art of returning. There will be days when you forget. Days when fear overtakes trust, when impatience replaces stillness, when the ego speaks louder than the soul. These days are not failures. They are invitations. Invitations to pause, to breathe, to return to yourself. Every moment is a doorway back to peace. The sound of your breath, the touch of the wind on your skin, the warmth of the sun, these simple things are always here, waiting to bring you home. You do not need elaborate rituals to reconnect. Sometimes, all it takes is a deep breath. A single breath, fully felt, fully present, can remind you of everything you have forgotten. When you find yourself lost in thought, ask gently, where am I right now? Not in the past, not in the future, just here. Feel your body, listen to the silence beneath the noise. And return. The illusion of seeking. Many people spend their lives searching for peace, believing it to be something distant, something they must struggle to attain. They travel to sacred places, seek out wise teachers, read endless books, hoping that somewhere, in some hidden place, the secret to peace will be revealed. But peace is not something you find. It is something you remember. It has never been outside of you. It has never been in a distant future. It has always been here, within you, waiting to be noticed. The mind complicates what is simple. It tells you that you must do more, become more, achieve more before you can be at peace. But the truth is the opposite. The less you seek, the more you realize you already have everything. You do not need to escape your life to find peace. You only need to bring awareness to it. To slow down, to notice, to fully inhabit each moment. Embracing what is. Suffering arises when we resist what is. The mind constantly argues with reality, wishing things were different, wishing life would bend to its desires. But life is not meant to obey the mind. It moves according to its own rhythm, unfolding as it should. Peace comes when you stop fighting reality and begin embracing it. This does not mean passive resignation, it means deep acceptance. It means recognizing that each moment, whether joyful or painful, is exactly as it needs to be. Even your struggles are part of the path. Even your mistakes, your wounds, your darkest nights, they are shaping you, refining you, teaching you something essential. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Instead of resisting, open yourself. Trust that even the difficulties have purpose. The wisdom of letting go. Much of human suffering comes from holding on too tightly, to expectations, to identities, to control. The mind clings, believing that safety lies in grasping. But true safety, true freedom, is found in letting go. Let go of the need to control every outcome. Life will unfold as it is meant to, whether or not you struggle against it. Trust the flow. Let go of the need for approval. The opinions of others are fleeting, shaped by their own fears and perceptions. Live according to your truth, not according to the shifting judgments of the world. Let go of the past. You cannot change it, and carrying it only weighs you down. Learn from it, but do not live in it. Let go of the future. Plan wisely, but do not become attached to specific outcomes. No matter how much you try to control the future, it will always surprise you. Meet it with openness, not resistance. Let go of the idea that you must be perfect. Growth is messy. Healing is nonlinear. You will have days of clarity and days of confusion. This is natural. Be patient with yourself. The power of stillness. In a world that glorifies busyness, stillness is an act of rebellion. Everywhere, people are rushing, chasing, striving, rarely pausing to simply be. But true peace is not found in movement, it is found in stillness. Make time for silence. Not just the absence of noise, but true inner silence, the kind that arises when you stop filling every moment with distractions. Sit quietly. Observe your thoughts without attaching to them. Listen to the space between sounds. Feel the aliveness in your body. In stillness, you reconnect with something deeper than the mind. You touch the part of you that is unchanging, eternal. And in that space, you remember who you truly are. The simplicity of peace. The mind seeks complexity, believing that deeper truths must be hidden in something grand, something difficult to grasp. But peace is profoundly simple. It is in the breath. In the quiet, in the act of letting go, you do not need more to be at peace. You need less. Less striving, less resistance, less attachment. Happiness is not found in getting everything you want. It is found in realizing that you already have enough. Living is a source of peace. When you cultivate peace within, it does not stay contained. It radiates outward, touching everyone you encounter. Your presence alone can be healing. You do not need to preach. You do not need to convince anyone of anything. Simply be. Be a quiet refuge in a chaotic world. Be a presence of kindness, of stillness, of wisdom. The world does not need more noise. It needs more souls who have found their center. More people who live with love rather than fear. More hearts that remain open, even in the face of adversity. You have the power to be such a person. Not by changing who you are, but by returning to who you have always been. The journey continues. Even after all these words, the truth remains simple. Peace is here, now. Not in the next moment, not in the next achievement, but in this breath. If you ever feel lost, if the world feels heavy, if the mind is clouded with doubts, pause. Breathe. Return. The answers you seek are not far. They are not outside of you. They have always been within. You are not separate from peace. You are peace itself, waiting to be realized. The chosen soul continues its journey, often unseen, often misunderstood, yet always guided by a force beyond human comprehension. This path is not for the faint-hearted, for it demands a surrender deeper than the world can understand. It is a road where faith must be stronger than sight, where trust must replace certainty, and where the unseen work is more valuable than the visible. You have been called to something that does not follow the patterns of the world. While others chase after recognition, you are being shaped in hiddenness. While others seek to build their name, you are being taught to let go of yours. While the world glorifies strength, you are learning the power of surrender. Do not resist this transformation, for it is in surrender that true life begins. There will be times when your soul feels weary, when the burden of the unseen work seems too much to carry. In these moments, do not look to the world for validation, for the world does not understand the depth of what is being formed within you. Instead, turn inward. Find rest in the quiet presence of the eternal. You are not alone, even when it feels that way. You are being held, even when you do not feel it. The silence you experience is not emptiness, it is preparation. Many are afraid of silence because they do not know what to do with it. But you, the chosen soul, must learn to embrace it. For it is in the silence that wisdom grows, that truth is revealed, that strength is built. Do not fear the quiet. It is in the stillness that the most profound changes happen. You may long for a clearer direction, for a voice to tell you exactly what to do next. But the chosen soul is not given a map, only the next step. You are not meant to see the whole picture yet. You are meant to walk in trust, to take each step in faith, knowing that the path will unfold as it should. Do not be discouraged by what you do not yet understand. Clarity will come in time, but for now, trust is enough. Many will not understand your journey. They will question why you do not seek what the world seeks, why you are content with a path that seems invisible. But remember, the value of your journey is not in its visibility but in its depth. The deepest roots are the ones that cannot be seen, yet they are what hold the tree firm in the storm. Your unseen journey is building a foundation that will not be shaken. Do not measure your life by the world's standards. The world looks at numbers, at achievements, at outward success. But the chosen soul is measured by different things, by faithfulness, by love, by surrender. You may not see the impact of your life now, but know that every unseen act of love, every silent prayer, every moment of trust is shaping something eternal. There will be moments of deep loneliness, where you wonder if anyone else walks this path. But take heart, you are not the only one. There are others, scattered across the world, walking their own hidden journeys, carrying their own unseen burdens. Though you may never meet them, you are connected to them in ways deeper than this world can understand. And beyond them, there is one who walks with you always. Do not be afraid to lose what must be lost. The chosen soul is called to release, to let go of what is not needed, to walk lightly through this world. You may lose relationships that no longer align with where you are going. You may lose dreams that were not meant for you. You may lose things you once thought were essential. But in every loss, there is a greater gain. Trust that what is removed is making space for something higher. Pain will be a part of this journey, but it is not your enemy. The world tries to escape pain, to numb it, to avoid it. But the chosen soul knows that pain is a teacher. It refines, it purifies, it reveals what truly matters. Do not run from it. Let it do its work, and then let it go. Your love must be different. The world loves with conditions, with expectations, with a desire for something in return. But you are called to a love that expects nothing, that gives freely, that reflects something greater than human affection. This love will cost you. It will ask you to forgive when others would hold on to resentment. It will ask you to give when you feel empty. But this love is the mark of the chosen soul. The world will try to make you doubt your path. It will tempt you with ease, with recognition, with comfort. But do not be swayed. You were not called to an easy road. You were called to a deep, transformative journey that few will understand. Stay faithful. Keep walking. Do not trade depth for comfort, nor truth for approval. You will not always feel strong. There will be days when you feel like you have nothing left to give. But remember, your strength is not your own. You do not walk this path alone. There is a power greater than you that sustains you, that carries you when you can no longer carry yourself. Lean into it. The world will not reward this path. You will not receive applause for your unseen faithfulness, nor will people celebrate the sacrifices you make in silence. But do not seek your reward here. The chosen soul knows that the greatest rewards are not found in this life but in what is eternal. Live simply. Do not clutter your heart with things that do not matter. Do not waste your energy chasing after what is fleeting. Find joy in the small, in the quiet, in the real. The world will try to tell you that you need more, but the chosen soul knows that less is often more. Remain teachable. Never believe that you have arrived, that you know everything, that you have nothing left to learn. The journey is one of continuous becoming. Stay open, stay humble, stay willing to be shaped. The moment you believe you have mastered the path is the moment you stop growing. Keep your heart pure. The world is filled with distractions, with temptations, with things that seek to pull you away from your calling. Guard what enters your mind, your soul, your spirit. Stay aligned with what is true, with what is eternal. And when you feel weary, when the journey feels too long, when you question whether you can continue, remember this: you are not alone. The one who called you is faithful. The one who began this work in you will complete it. You do not have to carry this journey alone. Step forward, even when the way is hidden. Trust, even when the answers do not come. Love, even when it is not returned. And above all, keep your heart open to the unseen, to the mystery, to the deep transformation that is unfolding within you. For this is the way of the chosen soul, not loud, not grand, but profound in its quiet depth. It is a journey that few will see, but one that is shaping eternity. Walk it well.